Hey friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name's Kristen, and today I'm making a nail set inspired by, well, loosely inspired by the movie The Gingerdead Man. It should be pretty fun, and these nails, there's a lot of like trial and error. I tried a couple new things and had to do some problem solving, so we'll be talking about the nails mostly, and then a couple of movie facts as well. So yeah, make sure that you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. I'm doing French tips on all of the nails, so right here where I'm marking them with a pencil, this is for me to know how far to put the smile line. So I decided I wanted to make these to be like fitted press-ons. I've done this method a few times before in other videos, but if you're new to it, I'm just using some bubblegum gel and I'm putting oil, like cuticle oil, on my nail bed, and I'll be placing the nail over it. And you can either cure it like this, or sometimes I just pop it right off and cure it like that. But I'm actually going to take a moment to kind of like clean up the sides a bit. I'm just experimenting. This is the pinky nail. I had an idea that doing this might help with the liquid nails, but we'll get to that in a little bit. This method is good if you want to attach them with nail glue so that they have the perfect fit and they'll stay on for a really long time. It's not so good if you want to use like those sticky nail tabs because there wouldn't be enough space in between. You'd end up with a gap. I hope that makes sense. So I'm moving on to the ring finger nail, and I'm putting in excess of product because when I seal up the liquid nail, sometimes it's difficult to fill up this huge gap. But if that gap is partially filled with this gel from me doing this press-on method, then, theoretically, that gap should be easier to fill when I make the Aqua tank. I hope you're following me, but we'll see. You'll see here soon what I mean. So the other week I was looking for some movies, like low budget Christmas horror movies on Tubi, to see if there was anything that would inspire me to do a Christmas nail set, because Christmas is coming up really fast and I didn't really plan it this year very well. Last year I did a Krampus video. Go check that out if you haven't. And another one called Holiday Hell, which ended up being a really funny video too. So check those out if you're in the holiday spirit and want to watch a couple more, or maybe some more in-depth movie/nail videos. But this one's going to be a bit lighter than those ones. So yeah, that's how I came across the Gingerdead Man. I mean, I've seen it on Tubi before, but I've never actually taken the time to watch it. It was only an hour and 10 minutes. It's barely a movie. So yeah, I watched that and took some inspiration from it. I knew I had some little Fimo slices that were gingerbread men, so I was like, okay, let's go with this. Oh, and just real quick, the piece of laminate plastic that I use for this method, I taped it down to a piece of glass that I took from a picture frame just because I wanted something a bit like sturdier. I wanted to try to get them to be like more flat. And yeah, just to have a sturdier surface to work on. Oh, actually, we got to talk about the nails. So, see what I'm doing here? I'm lining it up so that the aqua tank, the edge of the aqua tank, comes all the way up to where we did the press-on section. And I did put some extra gel in there. And now when we look at it from the top down, eventually when I flip it over, there should be a smaller gap to fill. Oh my God, Kristen, turn it over. There we go, right there. See, smaller hole to fill. Genius. Now, something I forgot to do. So that nail we just did, the ring finger, I did not prep the sides. So for the middle finger here, I am going to take some time to file the edges. And just from my experience with doing test nails and things like that, um, specifically any kind of Gel X nail doesn't seem to want to adhere to the Aqua gel mix. It tends to just like peel away from it if I don't use base coat or file it. So I don't know, I'm feeling a little like, ugh, I forgot a step. I don't know if this is going to work out. But if I'm using just regular plastic nail extensions like the 3XL square ones I used last time, those are just plastic and those seem to adhere to this aqua gel perfectly. I don't need to prep them or anything. So something to keep in mind if you're using either Gel X or the 123 Go to make these. Anyway, so last week I watched The Gingerdead Man, and honestly, I actually kind of liked it. It has like some humor to it and a cute little love story, and I was like, whatever. It's not terrible. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, although the quality is really bad. It's from 2005, but it looks like it's an ancient VHS. Like, I don't know if there's a better quality version out there, probably not. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do a nails in a movie. It's too much work. But then just today, I was on Shudder, which is a horror streaming service, and there was a special, like a Joe Bob special, where he talks about the movies and you learn a bunch about it. And they just released an episode about the Gingerdead Man, and I was like, well, fuck. The timing is almost too good. Like, I have to include a couple of fun facts throughout this video, so it's going to be more casual than my other ones, which are kind of like video essays, but anyway. So, The Gingerdead Man is made by a film production company called Full Moon Entertainment. You might know them from stuff like the Evil Bong movies or the Puppet Master movies. I'm pretty sure they're all on Tubi. There's like 8 Evil Bong movies. There's, I think, at least 3 Gingerdead Man movies. The second one, Gingerdead Man 2, is called Passion of the Crust. I'm probably going to have to watch that. Oh my God. So the director of Gingerdead Man is the same person who owns the Full Moon Features entertainment company. He's the same guy. His name is Charles Band. I've actually seen a few interviews with him over the years. He seems like a super cool guy. Honestly, he's incredibly charismatic. Yeah, dude's got riz for sure, even though he's like a way older man. I think he's in his 70s, early 70s, although he looks a lot younger. So we're going to come back to him in a little bit. So one of the more notable things about this movie is the fact that it stars, quote unquote, stars Gary Busey, who I don't really know him from a lot of movies, although he's been acting, my goodness, I think since the late 60s, and he still like occasionally acts and stuff nowadays. So he's been in the business for a long time, but he's got like a weird reputation, like a reputation for being really like eccentric, I guess you could say. At one point, he was like well known as like a coke fiend, but I mean, that's probably not the case anymore, But he's a weird guy, and he usually acts weird. That's the general consensus from, I guess, Hollywood. And bro's got some wild facial expressions, and he's so erratic even in the one scene that he's in. His character is like a serial killer. He goes into this diner, he kills some people, he kills this girl's brother, and yeah, I think I think something happens after that. Oh my God, I can't even remember the movie, but anyway, he's a serial killer. He and he ends up in a cookie. It's basically like what if Chucky was a gingerbread cookie. I think I'm only going to introduce one more character, which is the main female, and her name is, in real life, her name is Robin Sydney, and she plays like the girl whose brother was killed in the opening scene, and she works at a bakery. And yeah, so we follow her through the movie, and I like her character. There's a cute little love story. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I like it. What can I say? But I brought her up because I was watching an interview with her today, and it was mentioned that she met her husband while on the set of The Gingerdead Man. What a what a fascinating meet cute. But lo and behold, the person that she met on set was the director. That's right, our friend from earlier, Mr. Charles Band, the director slash owner of the company. So they met and had some chemistry, started going on little business dinners and stuff like that. And remember, I mentioned this guy has like lots of charisma? I think it helped because there's actually a 33-year age gap between him and Robin. And so, like, and she's like a hot lady. So, anyway, they have actually been together for 18 years and they just got married like a week or two ago. Like, I'm not even kidding. They met on that movie, and he apparently proposed to her just like 2 months later, but they haven't actually like ever like officially got married until just this year. And I was just like, wow, what a lovely, what a lovely story. Let's call it a holiday romance. And her character in the movie is actually the one who bakes up the Gingerdead Man. And it is the cookie cutter is ridiculous. And the scene with her making the cookie is like so ridiculous. Oh my goodness. It's just like huge. Like there's never been a gingerbread cookie cutter that big before. It's so absurd. And I do love how like absurd the comedy is. Like it's so over the top at times, and I couldn't help but kind of find it charming. Now, my little ginger dead man is not I'm not trying to make it look like the one from the movie cuz the one from the movie is ugly as fuck. Like I don't even no. I wanted to make mine be kind of cute. Now, the key to making anything look angry is to draw inward slanted eyebrows. Look at him, he's so angry. I think it's so cute. So I'm gonna go back to the main actress because they asked her what it was like working with Gary Busey, this, eccentric coke fiend. And her answer was so funny. She was like, he was the scariest person she's ever met, ever worked with, and ever seen. Like, she did not hold back. Like, poor, should I say poor Gary? That was brutal. Apparently, Gary Busey also hated the script. He wanted to rewrite everything. They took many shots of that same opening scene, and apparently he did every take totally different. And when I first watched it, I remember being confused because the serial killer is acting so erratically, and then he like says some line about his mother, and like that's like never, there's no context for that or anything, and I was just like, what is even happening? But it was just Gary Busey being Gary Busey on the set of that movie, and and it just that's how it turned out. Definitely let me know in the comment section if you have seen this movie before or if you are going to check it out this year. Yeah, I would love to know your thoughts. Honestly, it's like I said earlier, it's barely a movie. It's an hour and 10 minutes, but like at least 10 minutes of that is just like credits, like opening credits. And then they like do credits at the end, and then like they play the credits like 3 times throughout the whole thing. Like they're clearly trying to do what you call pad the runtime, just make it long enough to be a movie, but really it's like the length of an after school special. We are going to pivot back to the nails for a bit. Sorry I didn't show all the painting. It's so tedious, doing all that line work. But what I feared might happen did indeed happen. When I went to take this nail off the stand, the Aqua tank part started to separate from the sides. And this is the ring finger. This is the one that I did not prep those sides on, and I was worried about it. This is exactly why. So, and I've gone through the process before of trying to fix it when it gets like that, and it's not worth it. So I'm just going to peel the whole thing off, and I'm going to try to just cure another backing onto it, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. First, before I forget, before I do anything else, I am prepping the sides. I am filing them down to create a rough surface. It's key, I think, when you're using gel nail tips like this. Now here's the other one, the middle finger, and I don't have any of that lifting. It's not peeling away. It is securely adhered, so that's great. And now I'm just going to fill up this tiny little hole that I was talking about earlier. See how that's kind of like a hack? I think it would depend on what you needed from the set and all that stuff, but I mean, it's a nice way to fill that excess space for the top of the tank. Hopefully all that made sense. Let me know if you have questions. So since this one seems to be okay, I'm gonna just proceed and finish up this one while I gather myself to fix the other one. These are some of the caviar beads that I got in my more recent haul. Oh, my hits and shits tier list. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I did fuck up in one of those items on my tier list. The wet wipes were not expired. My bad. That company uses anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I am okay to admit when I fuck up, but I just wish I wasn't so ridiculously confident about it in that video. But thanks to everyone for the love and support on that. And for there was one person that let me know that a couple of the dates were production dates, still sketched out by the gels overall though. But anyway, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I did not reach out to the company or anything like that. I'm just gonna take the hit. Before I sealed up the snail, I wanted to make sure that I put enough things in it. I decided one more snowflake for good measure. Get in there. And now we're gonna fill it up and close it up. And I purposely left a small air bubble in these ones this time because, man, some people like the bubbles, some people don't. I'm going to be pretty firm that I don't like the bubbles. The bubble itself takes up space, right? And the pieces can't move through the bubbles either. So I prefer no bubbles. I'm on team no bubble. Sorry about the air bubble rant. Anyway, back to this problem child. So I went ahead and cured another backing onto it, but I didn't cure it on high enough. So the gap was bigger. I decided, hey, let's use some bubblegum gel, the solid gel, just to close up that hole and add a little bit of gel. It'll be fine, right? But in my head, I was also thinking about how the bubblegum gel has a sticky layer, kind of. And I was worried that these beads, the ones right here, would actually like stick to the bubblegum gel. When I did the press on part, I was able to wipe the sticky layer away, but to use it to seal up the hole, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And shocker, it didn't, but we're getting there. So I'm just like la-di-da, filling this up, not paying attention. And then I was like, where's the liquid? It's all in my candle holder. So I never did find where the hole itself was, but the liquid just poured out of it and all those red beads got stuck to the gel. So I threw out this nail and I started from scratch. I did it all off camera. So yeah, after this I like shut everything down and made a new one off camera, just so you know. And here we are. So I made another nail. It's working. There was no leaks. The French tip and the painting and stuff is a little bit rougher because I was over it. I was overdoing the set. It already seems so complicated. Maybe not, I don't know, but I'm really happy with the moving pieces and I love that I put the stabby knives in there. I feel like it, it pulls the color red back in. And yeah, I'm happy with the color scheme of everything. The nude color I used, I found looked so nice with the color scheme of the nails, but for real, it's one of the worst colors on my skin tone. So in some of the pictures and stuff, I'm just like, oh, this is such a bad nude color for me, but I'm going to try to keep that in mind for next time and try to find a nude that's more for me, but these nails would look great on someone else probably. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with how this nail is looking. And of course, the top coat always brings everything together, but yeah, maybe y'all feel this way if you make nails too. You like work on a set for a really long time and then you're like, I hate it. You're like, why do I even do this? It's no good. But I find that when I like watch the footage back or edit the videos, it gives me some better perspective that, this is good. I'm doing a good job. The nails look nice. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. We love to improve over here, but let's take the wins. Look how fun and cute this nail is. Oh, and I'm done talking about the movie too, by the way. I didn't do really much research on it, and I didn't have any strong opinions or talking points, things I wanted to discuss. So, yeah, just kind of a lighthearted couple of fun facts thrown in, but hopefully it was still fun. Okay, I'm creeping in with the finished set. Honestly, it's so fun. It's so cute. I love the little gingerbread dude. It can be really hard for me to get good shots of the Aqua nails when I'm filming the reveals like this, so sorry about the odd angle, and you get it, you get it. I think it definitely looks best when I kind of pose my hand like this, but every time the knife falls down, I'm like, woo, it's so cute. I think that personally, I think these 10XL nails are a little too long for me. I like doing them for art purposes, but if I were to wear liquid nails or wear a set like this, I think I would cut it down to the 3XL square, and I think I could have got almost the same vibes, same kind of effect, you know? The kind of gingerbread glittery gel polish I used, it is a flash glitter, but there was at no point did I actually turn my flash on to see how that flash glitter looks, so Just trust me that it's flash glitter. And I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. Support me on Ko-Fi if you're feeling generous and you want to buy me a coffee. And other than that, if you made it to the end, you're amazing. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're having a great holiday, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!